Here's the truth the industry won't tell you. 95% of creative professionals are leaving $10,000 or more on the table every single year. How? They accept an hourly rate, letting clients chip away at their true value. Every month you delay fixing this is a costly mistake. Stop letting this happen. Together, I'll show you the simple pricing shift that could add a five-figure sum to your income by year's end. Before we dive in, I want to be crystal clear. I'm a financial educator, not a licensed financial advisor. The ideas we talk about here are for educational purposes, to help you build awareness and ask better questions. This isn't personalized financial advice, so please always consult with a qualified professional for your unique situation. Okay, let's get into it. So, why does this happen? Why do so many brilliant creators, designers, writers, filmmakers default to a pricing model that so clearly works against them? The answer, I believe, lies in a conflict deep within the creative soul, the separation of our art from commerce. From the moment we pick up a paintbrush, a camera, or a pen, we're often conditioned to pursue our craft for passion, not for profit. The idea of putting a price tag on our creativity can feel, well, it can feel cheap. It feels like we're betraying the very muse that inspires us. So, to avoid that uncomfortable feeling, we reach for a system that feels objective and fair. The hourly rate. We tell ourselves, I'm not selling my vision, I'm just selling my time. It's a neat psychological trick that allows us to get paid without feeling like a sellout. But this is a trap. By billing for your time, you are unknowingly commoditizing your genius. You're framing your unique perspective, your years of honed skill, and the profound impact your work has on a client's business as nothing more than a block on a timesheet. You're trading transformation for time. This mindset is the single biggest barrier between you and the income you truly deserve. But what if this entire conflict between art and money is built on a misunderstanding? What if there's a timeless principle, one that master artisans have understood for centuries, that harmonizes your creative value with your financial well-being? That principle is at the heart of every sustainable business, from the local baker to the global tech giant, and it's called the timeless principle of value exchange. It's a simple but profound idea. The price of something should not be based on the time and effort it took to create it, but on the value, the outcome, or the transformation it provides to the person receiving it. This isn't just a business tactic, it's a philosophy of mutual respect. It shifts the entire foundation of the client relationship from a transaction about time to a partnership about results. Think about it this way. When you bill by the hour, you are implicitly telling your client, the most valuable thing I have to offer you is my time. But when you price based on value, you are saying, the most valuable thing I offer is the result we will create together. For a web designer, that result isn't a website. It's a 30% increase in online sales for your client. For a copywriter, it's not a block of text, it's a marketing email that brings in 100 new leads. For a brand strategist, it's not a PDF document. It's the clarity and confidence that allows a founder to finally secure venture funding. Embracing this principle is what makes a creative career truly sustainable. When you're tied to the clock, your income has a hard, unchangeable ceiling. There are only so many hours you can work. But when your income is tied to the value you create, that ceiling disappears. Your earning potential grows as your skills grow, as you learn to solve bigger, more meaningful problems for your clients. This is how you escape the feast-or-famine cycle. It allows you to take on fewer, more aligned projects, giving you the space to do your absolute best work and to be compensated in a way that honors the deep impact of that work. I know this shift in thinking can feel a little abstract at first. To make this principle tangible, let's use an analogy from a world we all understand intimately, the world of storytelling. Every great film, novel, or painting is built on a simple structure, a beginning, a middle, and an end. But we don't judge the value of a story by how many pages are in the middle. We judge it by the transformation that happens between the beginning and the end. Think of yourself as a director. When you bill by the hour, you are effectively pitching your services by describing the production process. You're saying, I'll use this camera for 8 hours, we'll do 12 takes, and I'll spend 40 hours editing. You're focusing on the inputs, the time, and the tools. But no one buys a ticket to a movie because of the camera that was used. They buy a ticket for the emotional journey, the escape, the new perspective they'll have when the credits roll. Value-based pricing is like pitching the 20 story itself. You're no longer talking about the hours, you're talking about the outcome. You're saying, we will take your audience from a place of confusion to a place of clarity. We will tell a story that turns passive viewers into passionate advocates for your brand. The focus shifts from your labor to their transformation. This is the difference between selling a process and delivering a promise. So if you already know how to craft a compelling story for an audience, why are you still telling a story about your timesheet to your clients? The answer to that question lies in how you see your role in the client relationship. Many of us have been conditioned to see ourselves as the hired artist, the talented hands brought in to execute a pre-written script. In this role, we are reactive. We wait for a brief, we follow instructions, and we bill for the time it takes. It's a familiar position, but it fundamentally frames us as an expense on a spreadsheet, not an investment in growth. The mindset shift is to step out of that role and into the role of the expert guide. This is a profound change in posture. A guide doesn't just take orders. They ask the deep questions to diagnose the real problem. They don't just build the bridge. They understand the valuable destination on the other side. You stop being the person who simply makes the thing, and you become the strategic partner who solves the business challenge. When you embody this identity, value-based pricing becomes the only logical choice, because your fee is no longer tied to your labor, but to the transformation you facilitate. Ultimately, this is about moving from a passive service provider to a proactive, trusted advisor. It's about honoring your craft by owning the incredible impact it has. So let's bring this all together and recap the blueprint for making this essential shift in your own creative business. So here is the blueprint in its simplest form. Step 1. Reframe your value. Stop anchoring your price to your effort and instead, anchor it to the client's result, the problem you solve, or the opportunity you create for them. Step 2. Redefine your role. You are not a technician waiting for instructions. You are the expert guide who leads them to a valuable destination. This isn't just a pricing tactic. It's a fundamental shift in how you see yourself and the power of your work. It's about finally aligning your income with your impact. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What is the single biggest mental block that keeps you tied to an hourly rate? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. And if you're ready to build on this foundation, subscribe to the channel. There's so much more to your blueprint.